Good evening. Today I started streaming at evening because I do have some work to do in the morning. So yeah, that's it for uh, why I'm late and stuff like that. But let's say we were in the last stream here uh, around refactoring modules. So in the last stream, we were stuck in getting this resolving error, like passing the key that map methods not index that another argument that is passed. We should not be using this. Instead, we should generate an ID. So let's get back to refactoring modules and let's read this through. Let's study the code up a bit. We are only interested in the field nodes of the props. So let's retrieve that directly using destructuring. Mm, so in my code, hmm, so I do have something like this. I've destructured it. So now what? If you have forgotten what destructuring means and how it works, please review this section. We'll separate displaying a single node into its own component node. Okay, so currently what is happening is that I have three nodes here and they are asking me to create a node component. So let's create it. Node inside this. I'm going to return something. Yeah, right. And I will have this Lee. And here I'm going to pass the node. And let's see, inside this node, I will have my node content. Okay, so why it's giving me error? Oh, yes, right, arrow functions. What is it? Why it is giving me error? Okay, value never used. So all I have to do is pass this component here. Um, let's change this to node component, and think, I think I can clear this out, and this one I will have node component, and it will be a closing tag. And inside that node, I'm going to pass node.content and okay. So I'm accessing. So let me console this node. Let's see what did I get. I'm getting the object. Uh, I have one, two, three. Okay, everything is rendered two times. Okay, valid. Okay, I think it's working perfectly. Note that the key attribute must now be defined for the node component and not for the list tags like before. A whole React application can be written in a single file, although that is, of course, not very practical. Common practices is to declare each component in its own file as an ES6 module. We have been using modules the whole time. The first few lines of the file main.jsx like this. Import two modules, enabling them to be used in that file. The module React DOM slash client is placed into the variables called React DOM, and the module that defines the main component of the app is placed into the variable called app. Let's move our node component into its own module. In smaller application, components are usually placed in a directory called components within the SRC directory. The convention is to name the file after the component. A possible directory structure for a project containing multiple components could be as follows. We have a top level SRC. Under that, we have main.jsx and app.jsx. The entry point of the file is that we have main.jsx, and the app.jsx is a file where all the components are gathered in app component. As per the structure, student, like app component is the like whole function, rather than like whole structure inside that, and we are putting all that into our index.html. Then we have components for reusable component, and then we have all the components that is listed, file named after the component. Now we will create a directory called components for our application and place a file named node.jsx inside. The contents of the file are as follows. Hmm. Let's see. I have const this. First, let me remove this and something like this. Let's say gst g app dot gst update app component and create node component, create as main. I should have write a part 2, right? I will make sure to keep my commits like that. Mm. Now let's, why isn't commit? What is taking you so long? Commit. Let's click this, but it's not gonna let me anything, right? I wonder if it's stuck. Um, or is it something I have like? Okay, I think it is stuck. Let's see. GS2. Whoa, that is not good. That is not good. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, okay. The commit is there, so it should be fine. Now, CD part 2. Yeah, right. Now, what they are saying is to create a folder called components. Inside that component, I will have my node component, node.jsx, and let me write that out. Uh, let me do one thing. Uh, Move this here to here, and I will have export default node. Now, what will happen is that I can directly import node from components node.jsx, and it should work like charm. Whoa, we got error. Let's see. Let me see first this part. Okay, it's not taking it this. We have main, then components, then node.json. Now, yep. So I think that's what they were trying to tell. The last line of the module export, the declared module, the variable node. Now the file that is using the component app.js can import the module. Yes, we did. The component exported by the module is now available for use in the variable called node, just as it was earlier. Note that when importing our own components, their location must be given in relation to the importing file. Yep, we did it. The period dot in the beginning refers to the current directory. So the module's location is a file called node.jsx. I think you guys might be able to read this properly. Let's see. The period dot in the beginning refers to the current directory. So the module's location is a file called node.jsx in the components subdirectory of the current directory. The file name extension is JSX that can be omitted. Yep, it omitted it. Modules have plenty of other uses other than enabling component declaration to separate it into their own files. We will get back to them later in this course. The current code of the application can be found on GitHub. Note that the main branch of the repository contains the code for a later version of the application. The current code is in the branch part 2.1. Yeah, right. So if you're to clone the project, run the command just before starting the application to then when the application breaks early in your uh, 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 mm, mm, for example, look like this. You best way to is the console log. There are cars, efforts to see this. Okay, so when the application breaks, they are all telling me to do is check the props and put console everywhere. Yeah, that's what like they are saying. Uh, Before that, let me comment this out. Have this stage as create a separate components folder and put my node component there in part 2. Yippee. Okay. Okay. So now we have web developers oath. Before the exercise, let me remind what you promised at the end of the previous part. Programming is hard. That is why I will use all the possible means to make it easier. I will have my browser developer console open all the time. I progress with small steps. I'll write lots of console.log statements to make sure I understand how the code behaves and to help pinpoint problems. If my code does not work, I will not write more code. Instead, I start deleting the code until it works or just return to a state where everything was still working. When I ask for help in the course Discord channel or elsewhere, I formulate my question properly. Yep. So now we are finally in the 2.1. Let's do this. Okay. So let's finish the code for rendering course content from this exercise. You can start with the code from the model answer. The model answer for part 1 can be found by going to the submission system, clicking on my submission at the top, and in the row corresponding to part 1. Okay, where is the part 1? Okay, this one. Under the solution column, clicking on show, where is the where is the like solution? Uh, I haven't reached submission for part zero. I have read the uh, so my repository is like this. So this is the first time I'm like publishing this. Used hours reading the material and completing the exercises. Let's say currently I have completed one, and let's say around 2 to 3 hours. Fun way to teach React, and of course I learned a lot. Let me send it. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Student. What is this? Okay. Like, oh, I can do this much stuff. Let me just give this. Okay, it was a waste of time anyway. Uh, 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 mm, mm, mm. Top one, and in the row corresponding to part one in the solution column, clicking on show to see solution of the course info. Let's change the app component. Like, see, I should have done this big in the beginning rather than just wasting my time. Okay, so I do have my app component. Inside that, I have one course object which has an ID and the name of the course and a few parts array of object. Okay. Mm, and I do have okay, so define a component responsible for formatting a single course called course. The component structure of the application can be, for example, the following. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I like to do this. Inside it, I will have my fragments. Inside that fragments, let's see, I will have another header component, and then I will have what they want me to do is one content component. Course should look like this. Okay, okay. Um, then I will have uh what they want me is that I will have one course. I will have a header, then content. What are they even asking like that? Let's see. Inside this component, they want me to create a course component. So here I have created it, and what they want is that I just let me create course. Inside that I will have my course prop surrender, and I will return the code. Inside that I will have what are they like in the list form. No, just a simple paragraph should suffix. Inside that I will have con- wait. Let me first check what the actual course I am getting at, and based on that, I can decide like what to put. And I think I should also pass the key as a ID, course.id. Yep, it should mm, do its job. And I will export default this course variable so I can use it as a role. And now what I will do is import course from this component, and let's see what kind of error I am getting here. So inside the component I have a half stack uh, half stack application development. Okay, so let's see, they want me to first h1. Inside that I will have course dot uh what this is a name. Let's see, half stack application. And uh, if I like want to list the list the parts, so what I can do is let's say course dot parts dot course dot parts dot map, and uh in each course I can have uh let's say a span tag, and in that span I will use course dot name. Yep. And again I will have a one space, and I will have course dot exercise. I wonder if it's okay. Okay, let me uh, uh, uh course. Oh, this is troubling me. Should have any key prop. Okay, so key. Let's say I can have the key here. Let's say course dot ID. Will this work? Yep. The ID is gone, and now I let's say I can remove this, and uh, let's say if I can use something like this, this intermediate value that maybe it's not a function. Mm, mm, let me console log, and let me see. Spread syntax requires iterable to be a function in course. Okay, so what I can do is something like this, wrap it inside an array, and I think it should should work. Why? Uh, mm, so basically, course is an object, right? So inside an object, will it give me all its properties? Uh, Uncut type intermediate value.map is not a function. So like it did give me the value, but map inside map Mm, how can I like add it here? Like inside this can, I can like use sure like some table or something, but I'm not good with them. So all I can do is for each course, I would have a span and a course name. So how it was it? So first, let's say it we have a course dot parts and fundamental of React using protobuf data state of components and uh, let's see. Um, am I getting the parts course dot parts? Okay, I am actually getting this, and inside that I have exercises. Maybe I didn't properly write this or something like that. Okay, so that was the issue. Um, let's see. Let's see. I did able to do that, but how can I like put it in a semantically? Is that what they say nowadays? Semantically, semantically. What a name, semantically. Okay. Mm, but even though I'm passing, uh, let's say if I do something like this, then do I have to like wrap it in another? Uh, okay, so it worked. So in React, one thing is that you just cannot have two Ajax elements together in a render. But then again, why did it give me each child in a list should have a unique key prop error? Even though I am passing the course ID, right? Then why it is? Even I just used br tag. Uh, mm, I have course, then course dot exercise. Uh, in key props, I am passing that. Mm, mm. I can successfully remove this. Each child in a list should have a unique key prop. I have declared it, then why is it giving me still an error? And not only that, I am also passing the course's ID. Let's say, should I be passing the parts ID? Is that what they are trying to do? Let me do this parts.id. No, not what optional chaining I did try, but I guess it wasn't the worth effort. Okay, what can I do to resolve this issue? Currently, I do have this ID that I'm accessing. Let me just remove this. Let me see what happens. exactly what happens. This is what I want. Each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Check the render pattern of course. Let's see if I do this. Each child in list should have a unique key prop. What do I mean? If I remove, then on the seventh line, you are stating that I cannot do this. And if I bring it back, they're saying on the eighth line, exactly there. Ah, okay. So I should use parts.id. Cannot read properties reading ID. Okay, let me do this chaining thing. And what? Uh, this is so much confusing. Let me console it again. In the course dot parts, I do getting an ID, right? Yep, I'm getting the ID of an exercise, fundamentals of React, and basically from that I'm getting this as well, and I'm putting those inside a span. Should I be like doing list, but it's gonna be in the list format, and that is not we want. So let's say the placement for regardless of the number of parts of course has, so make sure that please now they want something called Redux 11. What the hell are they even trying to I'm not able to like work on this. It's Charlie and they should have a unique key prop. Let's read this. What exactly it's trying to like say. Yeah, you need to give array item a key prop person.id. Inside that, let's say people, each array of object is has ID. So in my app, they just use this. But the difference is that I have array of object inside the big object called course, and if I'm doing it right, then I'm getting this course. Let's say if let's say if I do courses, if I do courses, if I do courses, and now so confusion should not be reading parts. So in each course it should have an ID. Where is the parts? Okay, this one, right? Okay, so it is getting me undefined because here I have the name written as course. Let's see if I put courses, then, but then again, it's gonna give me this the key error, even though I'm passing it. Let me like do it back. Mm, 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 mm. Course node parts, and inside that we have ID. So I'm already iterating over that. So shouldn't I be like doing this directly ID? It should be. If I'm not wrong, then I say course.id. Oh man, I just give up on it. Dot create no. What was the 2.2, 2.1? Uh, exercise 2.1. Create a course component and yeah. So they want me to add another Redux or something in that. Okay, let me add a Redux here. Redux, it has the value of 11 and this will be 4. So now I will, and at the end of it, what they are saying is to return a sum of sum of sum of it. Uh, let's see, I can do something like this. Const sum is equal to course dot parts dot exercises parts map and sum inside that. Sorry, I will do this on each element called x. I would like to use the x dot exercise and let's use reduce and start with this 0, sorry 0, and increment it by increment. Let's see in B, and this is how let's be member part dot reduce. Inside that we have a dot exercises, and that's practically what I will do. Exercises. Let's see, and here in the P, what I'm going to do is just this. I have a total, and in that I will just write this. I cannot. Why can't I do something like this? Why can't I access the sum? Why can't I access the sum? Let's see. It's driving me nuts. It's really nuts. I'm iterating over parts object, and inside that I do have uh, let me remove this. And inside that I do have some like exercises. So let me first gather those part of exercises, and on them I would like to add a map method. So for each map method I would like to add x plus x. So no, it's gonna do individually, right? So that is not something we want. We want a reduced method. That reduced method will have accumulator and a current value. And what I would like to do is accumulator and current value start with the zero. And yeah, that's the it. And inside this, I would like to access the sum. Yeah, now we are talking. Now we are talking. Cannot resolve on an undefined. Okay, so what exactly is undefined? So let me access the exercises. Exercises. Okay, exercises is undefined parts. Let me do optional chaining. So that is undefined. So let me reload the page and exactly see uh, exercises. This one. Uh, this one. Mm, 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 mm. I would like to work on the basically I'm going through the array, going through the array. Okay, it does give me the something. Okay, so now it's one thing is sure. There's what I'm doing wrong is how can I access the, let's say, accumulator or but first, like, why did it give me an object, an object? I have a feeling that I'm concatenating something and it is a JavaScript quirk. Mm, let's see. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm iterating over this array, and inside each of objects, I would like to access the exercise property of it. So how can I do this? And what I want inside each object, I would like to access the exercise property. And what it is giving me is what it is giving me is why can't I like loop through it in each course? Let's see if I can do uh, I can use map to iterate, but on each x element, x dot exercise, fetch exercises, and and update it. Let me first console log what exactly I'm getting in my sum. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the sum is let me get nums, and inside the num I will have sums, and then I can use reduce, and then I will have this a plus b and 0, and I think it should work. Yep. What a roundabout way of doing things. I mean, I will find a way. I will find way. No, it didn't work. Just man. Exercise 2.2. Inside 2. What I did is I also updated my add new course. updated course component to render total exercises. Man, what a heck of thing to do. It's like I just glued it together, barely holding everything and completing my task. But yeah, what I have is that I am able to match the screen. But let's see if, as I promised that it is giving me the error. So actually, let me ask let me ask let me ask this. So uh, this is my app component, and this is my course component. And everything renders perfectly, but I am getting the error like this. Tanow, tanow. And even though inside my course component I am passing we what is it called, a course.id as key inside map method. Why this is happening? Teach me how to resolve this. Oh, this is one of the React warnings that initially feels annoying, but it's actually teaching an important rendering concept. You almost did it correctly. The issue is the key must be on the top level element written from the map. Right now, your map returns this, but React sees the top level written element as this. The fragment itself has no key. Yep. When React actually sees your map, yeah, returns an array like fragment inside the array. React is tracking fragment, but none of those fragments have keys. The key on span is too deep. Important rule. When using map, key must exist on the first returned JSX node. So the best and simple, they said best, okay. Move key to fragment, but shorthand fragment cannot accept props. Yeah, so use full fragment syntax or import a fragment. Then use okay, so the cleaner version would be like using div. I can do this. I can do this. So inside the map, let me change a few things. They said to use it as a part, so that is what I will do. And let me give this a div, and let me give this an ID of course.id. So I think it should work now. And let me see. Okay, so what did I messed up? What did I messed up? Yeah. Nani? So so inside the map I have to do right, not there. Uh, uh so I clear this and I will just use tail and boom. But I don't want to like create unnecessary. You know what? You know what? Uh, let's say let me import a fragment from React, and I will use the fragment. Boom, baby. Uh, let's see if I reload this. Finally. Okay, so this is something I really learned a lot. If possible, can you please turn this into an Anki so I can add them into my Anki here? So this is really important for me because I don't usually remember this kind of stuff. So uh, another subtle issue is you wrote course.parts.map inside the callback. Naming the variable course is confusing because course already exists as a prop. Better to use as a part, cleaner mental model. Yeah, I did that. Absolutely. Uh, Real world example, senior engineer. Okay. Why React needs keys anyway? Keys help React identify which item got changed, which item moved, which item got deleted. So basically for CRUD operations, right? Without keys, React guesses badly. And I have been like hearing things from some React engineers as well to not to use maps index argument. Rather, you should use UID or something like that. I think we also read something similar in an article in my previous stream. So go check it out. Uh, so let me continue this. This becomes very important for forms, animations, list, drag and drop, and filtering features. Real world example is imagine we have A, B, C, then removing B will be, let's say we have AC. Without keys, React may think B becomes C and preserve wrong state. That causes weird UI bugs. Senior engineering rule is when rendering list like a stable unique IDs are greater than the indexes. So instead of always prefer to use item.id instead of key as index. Tiny but important detail is this course key ID inside app is unnecessary right now because you are not rendering course in a list. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. I just thought that the ID that I'm getting there is passing by this. I was so wrong because now I understand why it's my ID, like they are inside this course object, and I am passing that entire object as a prop in my course component, and I am accessing those here as well. So I think it was unnecessary. Yep, I trust you. So I'm gonna hit like and I'm gonna ask, can you just turn that in an Anki QA flashcard quickly for me? That issue that I just talked about, like inside map, we have this, and it was not getting ID because it was too deep or something. Man, this is so like confusing. Why does React still show each child should have a unique even when I added key ID inside map? Okay. Let me. Where is my React? Where is my React? React. There is it. Man, I have so many to review and new. I'm really procrastinating right now. Procrastinator max. But I should be ashamed of this because honestly, I should at least give at least 1 hour to these reviews since I that is something I really required. And I would like to uh, how should I put it? let's say this is something called canvas mode or something from ChatGPT. I haven't been like just used it for a few while. And a problematic code is this. Inside this, I have this, and this is my fragment, and boom. Here, React says top level element as a fragment. The key and this current approach is to use with fragments. So, so something like this should not be happened, or this is key they are talking me about. Uh, where is the key? This one. And where is the no double note shorthand? This one. Correct approach should be something like this. Okay, push. Yep, great work. And I think I have done a pretty much good job for this issue. Learned something really new, and I enjoyed the stream. Let me do this. Exercise 2.2. What I did is fix a key issue. So, folks, I am ending the stream today, even though I want to really continue. But let's see, we will continue from this step point three tomorrow. Uh, Thanks for having me and have fun. Peace coding.